Good morning, beautiful people. Hey, Gamecock Jenny Love. So, I gotta tell y'all something. I was doing so well on my healing journey with my tooth, and 2 nights ago, my dumb butt decides, I have my cup over. I always keep my cup with something to drink in it, because sometimes late at night I'll wake up and I'll need something to drink, right? Well, I left my lid on with my straw. I've been taking it off of my, because I have a Yeti cup. I've been taking it off to drink because you're not supposed to drink out of a straw when you have a tooth pulled, right? Well, my dumb butt decides to drink out of the straw. I'm forgetting because I was, half out of it, that I'm not supposed to do that. So, guess who messed up their healing and caused a dry socket? Me. Yep, I totally messed up. Didn't mean to do it. Also, be careful out there while you go out in this world, Gamecock Jenny, and thank you for donating blood because your donation could help many people. I used to donate all the time myself, um, because I have A positive blood. That's actually how I found out my blood type was when I used to donate blood back in the day. I'm A positive. I hope everybody's having a good, blessed day. I hope everybody had a good weekend. Did anybody do anything cool over the weekend? Um, I went and talked to we went and talked, we went and hung out with one of our friends, went to the cigar bar. I couldn't really go out to eat like I normally do because my tooth is still healing, so I'm still on a soft food diet, and whatnot. So I'm still like I can't eat hard crunchy foods yet or whatnot. So I'm still on a soft food diet or whatnot. Um, so there's that. um, but so yeah, I'm doing that. Um, I'm probably not gonna stay live entirely too long today. Um, my jaw still hurts, and has been. It. I'm literally got it pulled Wednesday, so today would be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. 5 days. It should start to feel better soon, but my stitches or whatnot are trying to come loose, and they hurt really bad, and all this other stuff. So you know, that's part of it. Um, Part of having a jaw tooth pulled. It's crazy. The first 2 days after having it pulled, I felt amazing, and then I stupidly did that thing, and now I'm like, oh, I fucked myself up. Hey, TNW Logger, how you doing? How was your weekend? Anything good go down? Anything crazy go down? So I supposedly heard that somebody's trying to offer up 20K to do a boxing match. First off, you ain't got 20K. How you gonna do a boxing match with 20K if you ain't got the money? If you do got the money, good for you, but whatever. That's crazy. We too old for some of this shit people doing online. I'm just saying. Still acting like you in your, early 20s or teens. So a lot of people still acting like they in high school or middle school and they grown ass individuals and I guess don't know when to grow the fuck up and become an adult because they may be twice my age in their 40s and 50s, but they acting like they freaking middle school kids. Ain't got no damn, you know what I mean? Like, you sitting there supposed to be almost 50 something years old and you acting like you in your early 20s. Hell, I'm only in my 30s and I should be acting up a little bit, but hey, Vision Light. Hey, love. Good morning. But like, acting like they're little bitty ass kids. A lot of these people are twice my age. You know what I mean? And I have more maturity in one pinky finger than they have in their entire body. They have no idea what maturity and growth and growing up is and being an adult. It's sad to sit there and look at some of that stuff that people do, knowing they're like close to being your mama daddy's age or being your grandparents' age, and they're acting like little 2-year-olds. I'm like, damn, it's crazy. How was your weekend, Vision Light? Did you have a good one? You busy working this morning? You know, a lot of people be busy during my lives. They either working or school or whatever well, I mean, we got summer right now, but you know, people be busy. So that's why a lot of people catch my replay game. Thank you, replay game. Oh, that's a big one right there, Vision Light. Woo! I hate moving. Might I add that? Might I add that I hate moving? Moving sucks. I think it's like the one thing that I think everybody can agree with, that we all agree with, that moving sucks. Getting everything packed up, getting everything together, and then you have to unpack everything, put everything in its place. It is very tiresome. It is very. And people don't realize how much they accumulate until you go to move. Like, you think you ain't got a lot of stuff, and then you go to move and you realize you got a lot of stuff. Like, before you move, oh, it shouldn't be that bad. I ain't got that much stuff. Then you go to move and go, damn, I got a lot of stuff. I didn't realize I had this much shit. You ever thought about that? Like, though, you think you ain't got a lot of stuff when you go to move, and then you're like, yeah, I actually do. Sometimes it'd be like that, I swear. I think moving is the bane of my existence. I'm glad I ain't got to do that. Oh, my eyes itchy. But so, we got a new kind of puppy food, and we found out that our boxer's allergic to it, so she can't have it no more. And she's doing okay and everything, but you know, you don't realize that, like, if you try to switch food brands for your animals, sometimes they'll have like allergic reactions, or their stomach don't agree with like dyes in certain foods and stuff like that. So we cut her off of that. She's doing better. But I swear it's the craziest stuff. And last night our power went out, which kept me up later than what I wanted to be. And everything. And I missed the end of the Hood Table and Big Riggs' show because of it, because obviously power go out, your internet's out. But yeah, it's crazy. Power goes out over here when it's like it's just raining a little bit, not during a heavy storm, but during a heavy storm it never does. Thank God it wasn't during the daytime when it's hot though. Thank you, Jesus, on that one. But it came back fairly quickly. Our power company was on top of that one. I'm guessing a tree limb or something fell over. That's the problem we have is trees near the power lines and stuff, because we in the country and trees are everywhere. Sitting here looking. Now the Diddy trial is supposed to be wrapping up this week. It really is. So hopefully we'll know what's going on with that. Soon we'll know what's going on with the Diddy trial. Let's see what we got as top news stories today. I'm just going to click on our Senate kicks off marathon voting session on Trump mega bill. The bill includes historic spending cuts to Medicaid and would reshape the Affordable Care Act. I will say they need to reform that Affordable Care Act because it ain't so damn affordable. I'll say that much. Y'all ever looked at the Affordable Care? Shit, that insurance ain't that cheap. $500-600 a month. You fucking shitting me? Hey, crazy purple Kirby lady. That shit ain't that cheap. Y'all ever looked at the prices of them insurances and stuff? Mm-hmm. They ain't as cheap as you think they are. They expensive. Brew, what you doing? Come here. Get up here and lay down. Be a good boy. Yeah. You trying to give me the innocent old man look? I know. You just trying to be pitiful. Let's see what else we got. Supreme Court agrees to hear Republican-backed effort to lift caps on campaign spending. It says what did not happen after U.S. struck Iran reveals a lot. Iranian hackers could target American defense companies working in Israel, U.S. agencies warn. Analysis: Iran's supreme leader faces unprecedented pressure and dwindling options. Canada will rescind a digital service tax to restart U.S. trade talks. Analysis: this made this summer's economic hell. We already knew that. Anything that ain't crazy. Very true, crazy purple carrot lady. Have you? I mean, that shit is not cheap whatsoever. Like the affordable, supposedly affordable insurances are not that affordable. And try to get insurance just for like your family is crazy. You're lucky if you have good insurance through your work. Because here's the thing, even though you're paying all that money for that insurance, it still don't pay for every doctor's visit. It still don't pay for all the tests and things like that. You still got to copay. You still got to pay for certain medications. So really, what health insurance are you really paying for when it really don't pay for much? You know what I'm saying? You're paying $600 a month. Add that up for over a year for what it really pays for. You're paying them more than what you would be paying the doctor's office if you just paid it out of pocket. But they try to tell you you're going to get it back when you pay your taxes or when you get your taxes back and shit. Oh, the tax credit. Mm-hmm. Y'all been fucking us on insurance for years. Don't even play, homie. Oh, there was 2 killed in Idaho after firefighters ambushed by gunfire. Oh shit, what done happened up in Idaho, y'all? It says the suspected gunman who fatally ambushed firefighters in Cora d'Alene, Idaho, on Sunday has been found dead, according to the sheriff's office. Responding SWAT team members located a deceased male on Canfield Mountain with a firearm nearby the Kootenai? I don't even know what the fuck that word is. County Sheriff's Office said it was updated Sunday evening. The ambush on Sunday left 2 people dead and another injured. Gunfire erupts as firefighters respond to brush fire on the mountain. Sheriff Robert Norris said during a press briefing that the 2 fatalities were fire personnel, one from Cora d'Alene Fire Department and the other from Kootenai County Fire Department. This was a total ambush, Norris said. These firefighters did not have a chance. The injured individuals who suffered a gunshot wound in the attack was brought to the Kootenai Health Hospital. The medical center confirmed the incident unfolded on Sunday afternoon, police said. Norris said the first reports regarding the small brush fire was received on 1:21 p.m. around 2 p.m. And at around 2 p.m., firefighters reported they were being shot at. That's crazy. They think the fire was intentionally set. They're trying to determine if the fire was intentionally set to lure first responders. Oh man. I wonder what made him go off the rails. You just read that, Miss Tracy? I don't know, Miss Raditha. um, what was that TV show's name? But yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. What is this world coming to? It's just like the dude who went up in the church shooting it up. You can't even go to church no more. Crazy motherfuckers. You can't even go to church. You can't be a firefighter saving lives. Like you know what I'm saying? That's just crazy. Think about it, like in retrospect, like what's going on in today's world. No, he got unalive, Miss Raditha. The one oh Decker, hold on, Decker did get caught. Yeah, um, he actually they caught him. Yeah, it wait, hold on. Well, they found blood evidence. I don't know if in Idaho if that was the same dude, but they did find blood evidence. I was thinking of somebody else. My bad. There's no certain evidence that he's still alive, officials say. I can't believe he killed his babies. Caitlin 9, Evelyn 8, and Olivia 5. Mm. Well, that ain't too far. It could be. Could be. Yeah, he's still on the run. I thought it was somebody else. My bad. I just realized that dude's still alive. Um, Travis Decker or whatnot. He's probably hiding out somewhere, if I had to guess. Somewhere in the deep woods. Probably done changed what he looks like. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if we can find us a video on it. Watch it right quick. An update on that. But let's see. Videos. There's, yeah, week 4, latest updates. Them were some beautiful babies too. That dude, he deserves to be. I don't know why anybody would want to hurt their children like that. I can see taking myself out if I'm having a problem mentally or whatnot, but taking out my children, mm-mm. My jaw's still hurting. I gotta tell you what I did like a dummy. Good morning, Mr. Buster, Miss Tracy, Miss Medith. I just want to make sure I say good morning. I was half asleep this weekend, and I had my cup by the bed, and I had my straw in my cup, and I usually just pull my straw out because I have a Yeti cup. So to keep the lid on, I keep the straw in it, right? And I usually pop the lid, drink my drink or whatnot. I was half asleep, and I drank out of the straw, and I messed myself up like a dummy. I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine what that mama's going through. I wouldn't be able to handle it. They'd have to put me in a psych ward for a little while. I'm just saying, because that would you would never think that the person would do that to your child. Regardless if y'all whatever's going on between y'all. Let's see what this update is.
It's now been 3 weeks since 3 Wenatchee sisters were reported missing and then tragically found dead in the following days.
That triggered a massive manhunt for their father, Travis Decker, in the wilderness of central Washington. A key figure in that search effort is Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison. I had a chance to speak with him earlier this afternoon. I'm joined by Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison. Sheriff, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me on.
So we had the mayor of Wenatchee on our show recently, and he got emotional talking about the 3 beautiful Decker sisters and saying it has forever changed the city of Wenatchee. Of course, you are the sheriff, you have a job to do, but you're also a human being. How has this personally impacted you and your deputies who have to process such a gruesome case?
Well, I think anyone who says it wouldn't affect them would be almost heartless, and I know that's not anyone within our profession. It's been challenging. We recognize the emotional toll it's taken on the family, on our community. We really tried to go out there and help out as much as possible. We offered some classes here in Leavenworth, Wenatchee, up in Chelan, just offering services to the community, telling them resources that were available to deal with the stress, how to communicate this trauma with their kids. We provided peer support and CISM support for our deputies. We've also been going out and just making sure that we have psychologists on hand in order to assist if needed. Thanks to Washington State Patrol and Chief Batiste for making that resource available. We also had in-house as well for our psychologist who was on scene. And we just recognized this was a critical incident. It certainly was traumatizing for many, but our deputies stayed focused, as did our federal partners, state partners. We recognize we do have a job to do. If we fail, the voices of Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia will not be heard. And that's not going to be acceptable. So yes, we're here to help ourselves. We understand this is a trauma. But again, we recognize we do have a job to do, and we'll continue to be supportive of our deputies, local officers, our communities, and of course, Whitney and the family for Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia. Just a tragedy.
Yeah, of course. And as far as Travis Decker goes, what has been the most challenging thing about this manhunt?
Just that we haven't found him yet. And, we certainly have some unique terrain. If you look at 87% of our county is not accessible by road. And we have some very mountainous regions, heavily wooded. So it makes it challenging to go through there. But thanks to Spokane Police Department, I know they came over with their drone team. We had our drone team, Spokane County Sheriff's Office, King County, Snohomish County, the Washington National Guard. We had our air support unit up there too. Border Patrol, Homeland Security Investigations, FBI, U.S. Forest Service, U.S. Marshals, Kittitas County Sheriff's Office. We've had so many resources on the ground. I know I'm going to miss some as well, but we had a large area to cover. We needed to make sure our teams were staying fresh. We had a lot of SWAT teams out there assisting us. The national parks also came out and assisted. So we were trying to cover as much ground as possible, as thoroughly as possible. We had dogs on the ground, drones, but I mean, it's just a challenge. It's a grind. We saw this, I think 3 years ago here with Kittitas County Sheriff's Office when they had a manhunt, same general area. I believe it took 21 days for them to locate that suspect. And really it came down to the community assisting us, being vigilant, seeing something, saying something. We're asking for that same kind of help here. Our units are still on the ground, but we're going to continue to do what we can to bring justice and make sure that the girls' voices are heard.
Do you still believe he's alive?
Yes. Until I find him one way or the other, we're hoping alive. we're going to presume that he is alive and that he is actively trying to flee from us.
You know, in a recent interview, I did hear you mention something about the fact that there might be some people who might be misguided, feeling sorry for Travis Decker. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, we certainly understand that there's been the rumors of him having PTSD, dealing with other mental health struggles. We understand that. There are services available. There are several men and women across this country that deal with the same kind of challenges. And again, what we're seeing here and the actions that were taken, those are not acceptable. They're not justifiable. I get a sympathetic heart. I have a sympathetic heart as well. I certainly don't want him to be injured. I don't want anything bad to happen to him, but I do want him to be held accountable. I do want him to be in custody. And I do want him standing in front of one of our judges, accounting for his actions. So for those out there that are having sympathy, yeah, he's out there suffering most likely now, trying to flee from us. Let's have him turn himself in. Let's have this manhunt be over. We're going to feed him. We're going to clothe him. He's going to get the opportunity to have his voice heard. We're going to provide medical services to them. We're going to provide mental health services to him because that is important. But overall, nothing is going to justify what he did. And we're going to make sure that he's held accountable for that.
Is there anything else the community can do to help you right now?
Remain vigilant. What we've really been encouraging individuals to do is keep track of items at their house. Little items can go missing. We saw this in the manhunt I referenced here earlier in Kittitas County. That individual was just taking small items out of coolers, out of residences, also breaking into vacation homes, grocery stores. We encourage everyone to go out there, make sure their video cameras are fully charged, pointing in the right direction, that we're checking residences, that we're being aware of small items that might go missing, because it just takes a couple little items to allow him to survive a little bit longer. And we want to make it challenging for him. And also, be aware, he's still a danger to the community and he is out there. And that we want people to remain vigilant. If they see something, say something. We're doing our best on the state, federal, and local level as law enforcement to do what we can to bring closure to this case. But we can't do it without the citizens that we serve and the communities we serve. We need those 80,000+ people here in Chelan County that are citizens, who are the millions of people who come here to visit, to also be aware. And that expands out to our local counties, King County, Snohomish County, Kittitas County, and nationwide. Just, be aware. Be on the lookout, and let's really put the pressure on him. And let's make sure that he's not comfortable out there. He's constantly looking over his shoulders. I hope the stress is just getting to him because it isn't getting to us. We're continuing to pursue. We're looking for him. We feel refreshed and ready to go. And as soon as we get tired, we're going to bring another team in that's fresh and ready to go. And Travis isn't going to get that luxury. He's going to continue to be pushed. He's going to get tired. And as he becomes tired, I've said it before, he has to be perfect every single day. We just have to be perfect one day. And we're waiting for him to slip up. And when he does, we hope to be there.
Yeah, we hope so too, Sheriff Morrison. Thank you so much for your time.
No, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it. And just thanks for viewers for taking the time to keep this story on the forefront. And please keep Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia's names in your mind and their families in your prayers. And we appreciate all the help we.
I'm going to pause it right there so Miss Verdita can, appreciate her future ex-husband right there. You know what I'm saying? So Miss Perdita can be like, yeah, that's my future ex-husband right there. I am going to play a video. The mother has broken her silence. For those who don't know, to bring awareness to this, because I didn't know about it till Miss Perdita just brought it up. So Travis Decker unalived his 3 children because he has PTSD. He's this ex-soldier, all this. He is still on the run. They've not found him yet. The manhunt has been going now for 4 weeks. And his name is Travis Decker. I'm going to see if there's, this is what he looks like. So if you're in the greater Washington area or in the Washington area whatsoever, and you see this person, see something, say something, as they say, right? I'm going to make it bigger right quick for this specific reason. And I'm going to make myself smaller. If any of my viewers happen to be in the Washington area and you see this person right here, please say something, report. He needs to be held accountable for his actions. Now we're going to watch this over here. This right here is the mother speaking out right now. So we're going to hear what she got to say.
I truly hope that the legacy of the girls' lives lives in everyone's heart forever. Whitney Decker is honoring her girls. The mom of late daughters Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia shared a glimpse into their deep bond during an emotional tribute as the hunt for their father, Travis Decker, continues. During a June 20th memorial service, she told the crowd,
You know that Peyton would have sought each and every one of you out to try to find something to give you a compliment for. She did that for everyone, whether it was in the grocery store or at school or with me, always telling me, oh, you look so beautiful, Mom. I love your earrings, or whatever it was that she could find.
Since she and Travis, who has been charged with murdering the 3 girls, divorced in 2022, she got candid about that experience with her 3 daughters.
After my divorce, there were a lot of feelings flowing through my house. As you could imagine, me going through a divorce with 3 small, tiny women. Some of the feelings were easier to talk about than others. Through the girls' time with Children's Home Society and some incredible therapists, we discovered the 3 feelings. At night, during their bedtime routine, I would ask them what 3 feelings they felt during that day. No feeling too big or too small, and what was going on when they felt those feelings. Doing this with them allowed them to come into the world with open hearts and kindness. I hope that you are all able to do some version of the 3 feelings with your loved ones. Thank you, everyone, for being here tonight and the outpouring of love that you have shown me and my family over the past few weeks. I truly hope that the legacy of the girls' lives lives in everyone's heart forever. They were incredible.
As Whitney and her loved ones mourned the death of Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, who, according to Chelan County Sheriff's Office, died of suffocation, authorities are still searching for Travis, the former Army soldier who was the last to see the girls during a regularly scheduled custody visit on May 30th. When he didn't return their children to Whitney's home by 8 p.m. and her phone calls went to voicemail, she called the police. The girls were ultimately found June 2nd near Travis's abandoned truck at a Washington State campground. Authorities, including the U.S. Marshals Service and the Washington Army National Guard, continue their search efforts. Sheriff Mike Morrison shared during a June 12th press conference that they are closing in on the fugitive, who has been charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder and 3 counts of kidnapping.
To me, I could not imagine the pain that, that mother feels every day. Like, think about it like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every day you have to sit there, you're without your babies. Like, he took everything from her. He took everything from that mom.
Still no sign of Travis Decker.
What are you going to do next? You're really stuck between a rock and a hard place, no question about it.
The Decker girls were found dead west of Leavenworth in Chelan County after they didn't return from a scheduled visit with their father. The search for him expanded into neighboring Kittitas County.
You really want to catch this guy, and it's got to be incredibly frustrating not to be able to do that, to not know where he is or what's happened to him.
Former King County Sheriff and King 5 law enforcement analyst John Urquhart says the decision by the Kittitas County Sheriff's Office to shift toward recovery mode was likely the right call.
When you're not getting tips, when the dogs can't find him, when the helicopters can't spot him, I think the logical conclusion is either he's dead or he's out of the area.
Investigators say Decker has mountain survival skills and advanced military training, but without concrete evidence, Urquhart says it's hard to keep sending crews into the wilderness.
I really feel for the 2 sheriffs. They're looking at the resources. They're looking at the money that this is costing. They're looking at what their budget is. But somebody's got to make that tough, hard decision. And I'm sure there's a lot of their officers and detectives out there that don't want to quit. They want to keep looking for this guy. But
without any sign of Decker, there may be no alternative.
This case is going to haunt some of these detectives for a long time, whether they catch him or not.
The Chelan County Sheriff's Office.
And you got to think about how big that area is. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. You also got to think about that. Like, the mother, if he was homeless or didn't have proper care, and she was trying to make sure that her kids would be okay, and then now to know that, you know what I'm saying, you didn't have a choice to send them over there, and that was just to note that he did that to his babies. Like, that's a sick individual. I'm sorry. I'm gonna see this. There was a blood sample taken from a crime scene that belonged to him. But they still ain't found him yet. And the thing that happened in Idaho, I don't know. It'll be crazy if that come out. They ain't named the person that was found, and that was the the person. They also did. It says Travis Decker seen on ring cam before daughter's deaths. Yeah, so far there's no update on where, and what, but they're saying that 2 days ago, this right here is what they said.
Now to other news of the day. Investigators found 2 bloody handprints on Travis Decker's truck where the 3 girls were found dead near Leavenworth. The Chelan County Sheriff, Mike Morrison, said the DNA matched Decker's. He said he is confident Decker committed the crimes and that the U.S. Marshals will find him. The mother of the 3 girls, Whitney Decker, said she's frustrated. Search crews have not found her former husband.
That's just, that's crazy. Yeah, my prayers for them too, Miss Jessica. Good morning, Miss Jessica. Good morning, Mr. MRH. My prayers go out to that mother. Like, I couldn't imagine, you're sending your kids to be with their father, even if y'all divorced, thinking they're safe with their father. And then your kids are unalived by their own father, the one person that's supposed to protect them. Like, even if you think that you and them may not get along or all these other things, you would never think, a lot of people wouldn't think that, that would be the case, that he would take away your children's lives. A lot of people wouldn't think that. That's not going to be your first thought process. Even if you and the father of your child are not on good terms, you're not going to think that they're going to take your children out of this world. Also, raise the hands of who thinks that boxing match is really going to go down, or raise the hands of who people think that that's never going to happen because, somebody's not going to come out of hiding and somebody ain't got a pot to piss in to put up the $20K. I got my hand raised up for the second part. I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's a lot of hoop la la, a lot of rah rah rah, and a lot of words to try to get people watching. That's what it is. That's what shock jock. He's trying to be a shock jock, but he ain't that good at it. Trying to be Howard Stern, but will never be good at it. Sorry, sir. You're not that good at it. I ain't watching no bullshit like that. I don't even watch it. I don't go over there. Hey, Mr. David Lopez. I don't even go over there. I ain't even watching it. Yeah, I don't think it's ever going to happen. Well, there's been a couple of boxing matches. First off, in my sector, there was Lemon Russo were supposed to do that. That's already been said by Lemon himself. He wasn't never going to do it like that. He was talking about a real pull-up, but and then there was JT talking about fighting somebody. That ain't gonna happen. He said I think him and Pizza and then some other people offering people $20K to fight. You want him to fight somebody for free? For the free. What makes you, like, you can't even pay back the people you stole money for, the kids and the schools. So you ain't got no $20K. Shit. I mean, we could just keep naming names. I mean, there's a lot of people who've tried to do it for the free 99. Yeah, that's never going to happen. I think it's just for attention. I think it is, in my opinion, for clout. It's to try to drum up people to talk about it, to watch it, and things like that. It's like people say and do crazy shit just to get people to watch them because they're so attention strived that they're willing to do anything and say anything, even if it makes their character look terrible, just to get attention. And to me, that means that you're attention deprived, which means you don't get any attention in your real life. You know what I'm saying? You don't get any real attention from your family members, your loved ones, in order for you to go seek attention in that way. It's literally an attention-seeking thing. They want the attention, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. And most of it's bad. So a lot of people hate watch. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, they strive on that hate watching. They want it because it's the only way they get attention. And which is sad because I would rather get attention from being a good person, you know what I'm saying, than going around talking bad about the dead, talking about special needs people, just being a bad person. I would rather get attention from being a good person and doing good things for the world, going out, starting charities, doing nice things. There's so much more in this earth that you could do instead of spreading evil, animosity, and hatefulness. There's so much more you can do. But so many people want attention from the internet so bad that they're willing to, literally sell their soul and do evil things just to get it. Just to get the attention. Y'all know that song, Anything for Clout? That's what it reminds me of. That they would do anything, which means break their morals, change their character, be evil for attention, for clout. And the sad part is you're not even getting the clout that you would think. You're barely getting a portion, right? You would think if you were good at it, you would be in the millions of subscribers and you would be like on up there with the big dogs. But yet you're still down here with us small people who are just starting out or not trying. Like we're not looking for that kind of clout or that kind of attention. We're just chilling, But you literally have to mess with people who either don't have channels, they have a very small channel, they're not a huge content creator, nothing like that, because technically you couldn't hang with the big dogs. You couldn't hang with those people with the millions of subscribers. It just wouldn't work for them. Think about it like that. A lot of those people who are in those situations, they couldn't do it. They couldn't hang with the big dogs. They just can't. And the little bit of people that do watch them, maybe 10, 15, 20 people or whatnot, some people get maybe 100. That little bit fuels their narcissism. A lot of these people that do this stuff are complete narcissists. They have an over-important sense of self. They think they're this grandiose person, and they're not a grandiose person, but they think they are. They overinflated their head to the point that they think they're like this big dog, and they're really not. They're actually a small portion. And the sad fact is, a lot of these people, when they pass away, nobody will remember them or care. When you go to their funeral, it's going to be a really sad funeral because there's only going to be maybe 5 people there. And the people who are there that do show up are not there to mourn you. They're there to make sure you passed away and to piss on your grave. That's the sad part. I know, right, Buster? They think that makes them so important when in fact, if they would just break off and do their own thing, they probably would rise way above him. But they choose to stay stuck in the gutter with him, which to me is crazy. To me, it's crazy. You know? Why would you want to stay stuck in the gutter with somebody? Miss Raditha, Pizza, from the MobTube sector, a lot of people know him. They call him Pizza. He's in Miss Josie's books, and there's a lot of drama surrounding him in that sector. A lot of people don't like him. Some people do like him, so on and so forth. You know, if you, I can tell you this, I've learned a lot about the person and I don't know him at all. Just from hearing other people talk about it. You get what I'm saying? I don't know him, but I know of him, if that makes sense. The reason JT was talking about his dog was because there are people who say he abuses his dog. And there's actual video clips of it. And you know, so there's a lot of stuff with that, but yeah, I've heard his name, but I don't know him like that. I'm like you, Mr. Deetha. I heard his name and I've heard some stories, but I don't know him like that. I will say that sometimes there are people who are going to open their big mouths and they're going to overload their hummingbird asses. There's going to be some, you know, like, here's the thing. There's a lot of people who talk big but can't walk the walk. There's a lot of people who rah, and they're pussy. They're punk bitches. You know what I'm saying? They just like to talk to be talking. But one day somebody's going to pull their hoe card. Somebody who actually walks the walk. And it ain't going to be a nice time. Because I'm going to tell you something. No matter if somebody thinks they're in hiding, no matter if somebody thinks that they can't be found and all these other things, yes, everybody can be, right? And when you talk a lot of shit about people's families and about innocent people and about disabled people, there are people that will beat your ass off a GP, as we say, GP, on general principle. They don't smack the shit out of you off of principle. And what's going to happen, I'm going to go ahead and pre-say it, and if history, I can look back at this live stream. Today is June 30th of 2025. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I can look back at this live stream, and anytime I've said it previously, somebody that person does not know is going to walk up to them and knock the teetotal living shit out of them. Just some random individual. And I hope that's the only thing that happens, because I've been preaching this. Keep on playing these stupid ass games and you're going to win a stupid ass prize, because you're going to mess with the wrong one and it's going to turn out like this Vegas situation that just happened. I don't wish that kind of bad to happen on anybody, right? I don't wish death upon anybody. That's just my personal thing. I don't care if you're a trash human being. I don't wish that upon anybody. Just like I don't wish cancer upon anybody. I don't wish bad things upon people, right? Even if you're trash and scum, you know. But if you keep playing these dumb games, that's where you're headed. That's where it will lead to. It's common sense. It only takes one crazy person or one person who's not afraid to lose it all That's all it takes. You're going to keep playing games, and there's going to be somebody who don't care. And you're going to find out the hard way, and it's going to be bad, because the sad thing is that people who aren't even involved in the situation are going to be pushed into it and or hurt because of stupid shit you're doing. I try to tell people, but they don't listen. But we're going to be able to say that whenever it happens. We're going to be able to look back and say, we tried to warn you. That's true, Miss Raditha. There's a lot of nuts out there. There's a lot of people. And also, if you think about it, if you're playing games with people's families, right? You never know if they might know somebody who knows somebody who knows something about it, if you get what I mean. And that person can walk up, do it, walk away, and you'll never find them. How many times have we heard people going missing or mysterious things happening? And you know what I'm trying to say? Like, be done messed around and messed with John Wick. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. Also, I really love that movie, and I can't wait till Ballerina comes out. But gonna be done messing around and mess with the John Wicks. What's gonna happen? Baba Yaga. You know what I mean? You're gonna end up messing around with a demon. Somebody who don't care. And that's what's gonna end up happening. And it's just common sense. You put A together plus B together equals C, right? A plus B equals C. It's only a matter of time. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I don't wish bad upon anybody, but that's just the common sense and commonality of anything. I mean, it don't take an idiot to figure that out if you've got sense and brains. Hey, Mr. Funboo. Oh, I so enjoyed. Did y'all see that Kaylee was live yesterday? I was having a fun old time over there, and I liked Jared's shirt. It was so cool, and yeah. I was like, I want that shirt. And Miss Kelly said she bought him that shirt. I'm like, I want to know where she got that shirt because I want it. I want to know where the hell they got that shirt because I want one. Cause see, God made me fluffy for a reason. Cause you know he just loved me more. And here's the thing, the crazy part. I look so much fatter for some reason in video than I do in person. It's so weird because of my fat, chubby cheek syndrome. It's hilarious. Yep, Mr. Fumble, he wouldn't fight you for the free 99, but wants to go fight somebody else for 20K and do a boxing match. It was so good to see her. She was looking so good and everything. I'm just so happy for her. And I'm glad God kept her here. Because miracles do happen, and that could have been very bad. So I'm glad that she's okay. You know. Y'all know how my heart be. But that'd be time I'm gonna fight for 20K, but wouldn't fight for the free 99. The free 99 now didn't have to get charged nothing. I mean, free. You know, didn't have to pay out no money, nothing. Mutual combat, you know, just take it on the chin and move on about your shit. But I'm gonna say this: in today's society, you can't do what you used to do. You know, back in the day, two people could meet up, do what they had to do, and everything would be okay. Nowadays, you got to worry about mofos pulling, you know, unaliving you and shit. So you got to be careful in today's society. It ain't like it used to be. The old school rules that we used to go by are not the same rules these new kids and these new youngins go by. You know what I'm saying? He offered 5K the first time, 10K the second, and 20K the last. And you accepted every time and gave him your entire route when you drove from Montana. See, that's the thing. I'm going to say this. I would have been, if we had that, I would have been the first person to be there. I'd been waiting. I'd been sitting there with my little chair waiting. But that's because I ain't never run from a fight before. But you got people who like to talk that talk, but they don't like to walk the walk. They want to act big and bad when they're really not. Yep, a lot of people carry those pew-pews nowadays. That's why I tell people be careful. Be careful doing pull-ups. You know what I'm saying? Be careful doing this shit, because this shit it could wind up very dangerous. And I'll say record for your own purposes, but don't tell nobody else you're recording. And don't be snitching on yourself. If that makes sense, don't play it on the internet. Right? Because plausible deniability. Plausible deniability is a thing in the court of law. Let me just say this. You wasn't there. You don't know what they're talking about. You was at home the whole time, and your whole family could say you was. You wasn't there. You don't know what they're talking about. That wasn't you. That was your evil twin or something. See, that wasn't Mr. Fumble that was at that place. That was Feeble. That was his evil twin. See? Deniable plausibility is the thing. Also, I'll say this. A lot of us actually have something to lose. They don't. We have families. We have businesses. We have, different things. A lot of them don't have that. They have nothing to lose. So that's why they don't care. They'll call 911 on you. You know what I'm saying? Send you to jail because they ain't got, you know what I'm saying? They want you to lose what you got, but they don't care about it because they ain't got nothing. They ain't got kids. Although I didn't know that his old lady had kids that he ain't even allowed to be around. That's something right there. I wonder what happened in that situation. Hey, Racist Stars Love. I ain't never been told in my life I couldn't be around a child. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never had that said to me. I'm just saying. You have to be something going on for the other partner to say, I don't want that person around my kids at all. Well, I'm going to say this. I've said this, Mr. Fumble. When you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. And I'm talking about him. He keeps playing these games. You know what I'm saying? It may not be you. It could be somebody else. It could be anybody. It could be a random stranger off the street. You know what I'm saying? Because when you play those stupid games, you can win those stupid prizes. And you keep talking about people like that. And you talk about the dead. You talk about people's family members. You talk about special needs people. You talk about children. You know what I'm saying? All these different things. Calling CPS on people, doing all kinds of stupid shit. Bad shit can happen. That's why I've been trying to preach cautionary tales. You know what I'm saying? Like what just happened in Vegas where that dude pulled up and he unalived the wife and the husband. The wife and the husband, both of them. Unalived the husband first, then the wife. That big talk and stuff like that can get you in trouble because you never know who's watching in the bushes, right? There may be a person in the bushes who just don't care anymore. There may be a person watching from a distance that just want to do it off a GP. You know what I'm saying? Off a principle alone. You never know. You got to be careful what you say because you never know. And there's a crazy person out there just ready. Oh, and I was telling Miss Kaylee the other day, Miss Fumble, we're all in your yard, so we need to create a tent city and totally have like a rave in your yard since all of us are in your yard. You know, it's been said that a lot of us are all in your yard. So we need to create a little tent city in your yard and have a rave. I mean, all of us are in your yard, Mr. Fumble. I don't know why all of us are in your yard, but all of us are in your yard for some reason. Just go ahead and create us a tent city and have a rave, you know, a dance party. Supposedly we're all your long lost sisters or something, Mr. Fumble. Did you not realize you had so many like family members you didn't even know about? I mean, ain't that crazy? Ain't that crazy for real? You have so much family member you didn't even know you had. And the way I've said it, like, I also heard that he thought people would go to him when people are fighting or having an infight or something. We like a dysfunctional family. Sometimes we might pop each other upside the head a little bit and curse each other here and there. But a lot of us ain't stupid enough to cross that line and walk across it. I'm just saying. Like, here's the thing. I know, right? So much fighting. Oh my God. What he doesn't realize, though, is if somebody really wanted to be a dick, when you make threats like that online, you can actually go, you know, to jail for that shit. Oh, it goes for any of you men. The women ain't included. Usually he includes us. Usually he wants to fight us too. I think some of the women could take his ass down. That's just my personal opinion. Yeah, we're gonna have the super secret Fumble Fam meetup in the barn 2025. And it's gonna be a rave. And shh, don't tell nobody. It's gonna be the super secret, you know, super secret rave at Fumble's Barn 2025. The Famby Fun Day. So, you know, Fumble and Ambi, we're gonna put that together and we're gonna call it the Famby Fun Day. But yeah, no, I what if all you dudes show up at the same time? What would he do then? Fumbling in the hay. Hell yeah, that's a good one. Fumbling in the hay. 2025. Shh, don't tell nobody about the super secret meetup. What if all of y'all dudes showed up at the same time? Does he have 20K to fight every single one of you? Is my question. Like, I mean, because y'all could come together, you know, and, you know, just all show up at the same time. I'm just saying. Hey, Diving Love, how you doing, beautiful? I'm gonna be like off of Forrest Gump. Run, Forrest, run. I'm just saying. I know that, Mr. Fumble, but you know, he claims he's got it. But if he's got that much money, why didn't he pay back all those people? Oh, it's now up to 30,000? Oh, a whole 30,000 now. You're very welcome, love. You're very welcome, Miss Angela. And I'm gonna say this again. You make sure you give Charlie the biggest hug from this Charlie over here. And tell from this Charlie to that Charlie that I send my love, because nobody will understand what that is like. You know what I'm saying? And tell your family member that is his caretaker to please take care of themselves also, because being a caretaker is also hard. And it was bullshit. But I'm glad that you took a negative and turned it into a positive, right? Took a negative individual that did something wrong and turned it into a positive, raising money for the Christopher Reed Foundation in the name of Mr. Charlie. Charlie's Warriors is what it's amazing. I shared it on my community wall if y'all wanted to see it. Miss Angela took a negative and turned it into a positive. That is true. I'm gonna say that, Schfumble, because he'd be afraid of getting all those lawsuits. Because I'm gonna tell you this right here: if I knew that motherfucker had a pot to piss in, I would sue him for defamation of character. But he ain't got shit, so there's no use in me wasting my money going to get a lawyer. There's no use in me wasting my money trying to sue a motherfucker that ain't got shit. Why would you waste your own money to do that stuff? That don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? And Miss Angela sure didn't deserve that. Miss Maureen didn't deserve them talking about her, her child. And I'm gonna tell you something. They'll never understand what that feels like because they don't care about other people. You get what I'm saying? They don't care. They really don't. And these people who they think are their friends on YouTube or business associates don't realize they don't care about their channels and what happens to them. They're willing to do and say anything. So for their own benefit, that means that they're willing to allow your channel to get struck breaking terms of services because they don't care about your channel. They really don't. A lot of these people are using other people's platforms for their own benefits, and they don't care what happens to it. Yep, that's true, Miss Angela. Sometimes it's not about the money. Sometimes it's about principle. You're right about there. Hey, Mr. Christopher W., it's good to see you. Yeah, they have zero empathy. And that's why I kind of, that's why I say narcissistic personality disorder and also maybe a little bit of sociopathy. Maybe a little bit of that too. They don't feel bad about none of their actions. No bad thing they've done. They justify it to themselves. That's why I say narcissistic personality disorder. The type of person who justifies their actions to themselves. I'm going to say this right now. If, let's say, me and Miss Angela was in a fight, do you really think I would bring up her nephew that has nothing to do with her? No. I'm going to keep it on me and her. That has nothing to do with it. A lot of these people bring up people's kids, dead loved ones, and this goes for all sectors. You can ask anybody in here who's from different sectors. I don't understand why people want to take it out on the innocent people who have nothing to do with the situation instead of you talking shit to each other. That makes no plausible sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm going to fight with somebody, I'm going to keep it on us. I'm not going to bring up your mother, your father, your cousin, your baby daddy twice removed. No, I'm just kidding about that. But, I'm not going to do that stuff. It's uncalled for. I'm going to cuss out the person I need to cuss out and move on. And I'm also not going to, I've seen these people, like, hone in on a specific person or 2 or 3 specific people and drone on about it for years. Like they're obsessed with the people. Like obsession to the point of stalkerist obsession. Like what do they call that? Fatal attractions. That's true. And the sad part is, Miss Angela, I tried to warn. But you can't warn people who don't want to listen. and now that person has pushed away every person that truly cared about them, that had their best interest at heart, for somebody who don't give a damn. Don't care what happens to them. Don't care what happens to the family. Don't care what happens to the channel. Don't care what happens to them in general. But pushed away good people who actually cared and liked the person and wanted their best interest. And also, it's sad to see that somebody that has a possibility of rising above, going down below the gutter. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? I would never push away somebody who was my friend, who I was good to, and they were good to me, for a stranger who really don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, Miss Angela, if we were friends and we'd been friends for however long, and some random individual came in here talking crap about you or your family, you know what I'm saying? I'd be like, you need to get the hell out of here. You're not going to be talking to them like that. Just like if y'all had been here, Pink Bo Berto, who's been now infiltrated into the beef sector, he's coming in, for y'all that have seen him. He came over here and he was talking shit to one of my beef sector siblings, as I would say, to my beautiful Just Blaze. I stopped that shit real quick, with a quickness. Why? He had already disrespected Mr. MRE. I didn't like that. He had already disrespected 2 other people. I didn't like that. That was the final straw. I give people chances and opportunities. You know what I'm trying to say? And if you are a 3-strike player, then that's where you get third and out. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to say that would have been, Miss Angela, when that first would have happened, that would have been the day that he got kicked off my panel and never allowed back. That would have been the day he would have got kicked. That would have been the very day. The minute he would have brought up the dead, the minute he would have brought up a disabled person, or did something like that, would have been the day that he got kicked off and never allowed back on my platform. That would have been the day. And threatening somebody on my panel too. That would have been another reason why you don't threaten people. Good morning, Miss Joy. And I'm gonna say this: even if you and Miss Angela, even if you and Miss Angel had decided to part ways as friends, she should have stopped that, right away and never let that even. That should have been stopped. Or she should have said something if it happened on another platform when he came on her platform and talked about it. That should have been stopped right then and there. When they talked about Miss Maureen's child, that should have been stopped just for the fact that y'all used to be. Like, here's the thing. If, let's say, me and a friend, we part or whatnot, right? I'm not going to let somebody come up and trash them or speak about them in that manner. It's just not going to happen. But some people don't have morals, compasses, and some people don't care about others. They claim they're your friend, but really, they're one of those friends that are smiling in your face while stabbing you in the back while hugging you. They were never your true friend to begin with. They were never your true friend to begin with, because a true friend would never do that. I would never do that stuff. I'd be like, nah, we may not be cool right now, but you ain't going to do that. That's like during the situation, with people fighting and whatnot within the group or whatnot. You didn't see them allow anybody else to trash them like that. They stopped that shit. Like, no, we mad right now, but we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to do that. You don't do stuff like that if someone is actually your friend. I don't care if y'all parted not amicably. You just don't do that. You're like, no, we're moving on. We're not doing this. And I'm gonna say this: I wouldn't let nobody on my panel come up here and trash kids like that. I'm gonna stop that shit right away. And I have stopped that shit when it has tried to go down or when people have tried to do it. That's another thing. If somebody had actually, I'm going to say this too, if somebody had come at my kid, I'd never be cool with them again. They would never be allowed around me. I'm sorry, but coming after my child, that's a line you don't cross, and you would never be allowed around me again. Point blank, period. I would never allow that person on my platform or near me or in my chat. That's a line you don't cross, and when you cross that line, I ain't, mm-mm. And I'm going to say this, if in case you were a friend of mine and you knew that person trashed my kid, I couldn't be cool with you either if you went over there and hung out with them. Because that's a line you just don't cross. There's certain lines you don't cross. Everybody knows those lines. There's a point of no return. There's a point of don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't let, I ain't gonna be that type of person. So, oh no, you trashed my kid a year ago, but now we're cool. No. We will never be cool. It'll be up and stuck for life, baby. It'd be up and stuck for life, especially when it comes to my children. And I don't blame anybody who feels that way about another person if their children were involved or talked about. It will happen, TNW Logger. It will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. I just hope we get to see it and eat our popcorn and laugh. That's what I hope. That's my only hope for that situation, is so we can eat our popcorn. You know, get us a good little chuckle out of it. I'm gonna say that right there. I'm gonna be eating my popcorn. The only thing I ask, I'm gonna say this now, is even if you don't post it to the internet, just send it to me in my email or something. That way I can laugh internally. I won't show anybody. I'll keep it to myself. I'm not gonna snitch on you because I'm not a rat. And I don't, snitches get stitches and they wind up in ditches. I ain't gonna snitch on you. I just want to know about it so I can have a good little chuckle and laugh and show my entire family so they can laugh. And they ain't gonna tell either, because they ain't like that. We don't snitch like that. I've been alive for 37 years. I've only called the cops 3 times. Once because I told a person I knew they stole my shit and I told them to give it back. I gave them ample warning. They wanted to act like they didn't get it. I had all the reports to show they did. And so I didn't actually make a report on them, but I threatened to make a report on them so they would return my shit. And guess what they did? They returned my shit. I said, now I don't want to have to do this, but if you push me, I'm going to have no choice. The other time was because of a vicious dog that somebody had in the neighborhood that literally tore apart one of my cats and they wouldn't do nothing about it. That's it. That's only 2 times in my entire life. 37 years old. Do you know how many other instances happen? I usually handle it my damn self. There's a difference. But I ain't snitching. I ain't telling nobody you did shit. In fact, if you need me to hide a body, I'm cool with that. And you was with me from 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock the next morning. We was watching The Little Mermaid. We watched The Lion King. We were having a Disney sleepover. We were in our footy pajamas. We'll make it this whole elaborate thing. We had ice cream, but you ate strawberry, but I couldn't because I'm allergic. So I had chocolate. and we snacked out on all kind of fatty foods and good stuff. So, you know, we were in there watching Disney Plus, and we were in our footy pajamas from 8 o'clock that night till 10 o'clock the next morning. And we don't really know what time we fell asleep because we were having a sleepover, a slumber party. That's true, Mr. Buster. I'm gonna say that when they cross that line, you know what I'm saying? You should never cross that line. But that's the thing. I would never be cool with anybody who talked all that smack about my kid. Like, once you bring my family into it, that you just cross the line. Mm-mm. And please don't force my hand. Don't push me into a wall. I'm the type of person that you don't want to back me into that wall. Don't do it. Please don't do it. I don't want to go berserko. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to be turned into that. So that's why, you know, a lot of times, a lot of us will say, please don't make me. Please don't. I don't want to do that. You don't know where I'm coming from and what I've been through and where I'm willing to go. You know what I'm saying? Please don't make me. I really don't want to do that. Because I'm going to tell you something. If somebody's pushed to a certain extreme, it can get more extreme than you think, especially if you take people's only hope and only reason to live. Good morning, Miss Heidi. How you doing this morning? But you don't, I'm going to say this. It's like, I see a lot of these people pushing people to extremes, right? And pushing people to over the limit. Like, you don't know how far you can push a person until they snap. You know what I'm saying? And pushing a person to that extreme, not a good idea. Don't push a person until they snap and feel like they have nothing left to live for, because that's a dangerous person at that point. When a person has lost all hope in life and feels like they have nothing left to live for, you don't want to see what they'll do. Their morals, their normal things that tell them not to do something is gone out the window, right? Their normal little person in their brain that says, don't do that, you'll go to jail, you have consequences. They don't care about those consequences anymore. That's a very dangerous game to play, to push somebody to snapping. Ooh, I'm glad you had a good walk this morning, Miss Heidi. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Diving? Like, if you push a person to the extreme of they feel they have no consequences, they don't care anymore, they don't care what happens to them, that's a very dangerous game to play and very dangerous to do to somebody. Because then they don't care. If they don't care what happens to them, what makes you think they're going to care what happens to you? That's a very dangerous person when you push somebody to that extreme. That's like we see it on these versions of Snapped, right? The TV show Snapped. We see it all the time on the TV show Snapped, where people are pushed or something happens and the person just snaps, right? When your brain can't handle a situation, or you give up hope in life, you have nothing left to live for, that's a very dangerous person. Because then they have nothing holding them back for doing the things that they normally would never do. That they normally would, never entertain. That's why I tell people sometimes, don't be playing these crazy ass internet games with everybody, because you never know. And you never know how someone could do that. Okay, you make sure you eat something good for me. You know what I'm saying? And think of me. And later I'm gonna ask you if you had anything good and delicious to eat today. And if it was really good, you gotta tell me because you know I love food. We always get on the subject of food because food is delicious and why not? Speaking of which, I'm gonna probably I know I gotta go thaw out something to cook. I gotta go figure out what I'm gonna cook all the way. The other day, I made 3 different meals in one time. Me and my son both had a tooth pulled, and so we were on a soft food diet. So I made us omelets with cheese and little ham slices, little ham pieces, and I chopped them up real fine. And so that's what we had. And we had some hash browns, soft fried, and then my mama, I made her spaghetti with a homemade meat sauce because I ended up not having spaghetti sauce in the cabinet, but I had tomatoes and tomato sauce. So I made my own. I made my own gravy, as you would say in the Italian way. And then I made ribs and mashed potatoes for my husband and my dad and whatnot. So I made 3 different meals in one day. At one time. Not just talking about the other stuff. I'm talking about just for one meal. Because here's the thing. My mama thought she bought beef ribs, but they were pork ribs, and she can't have pork. And she thought she was going to sneak it anyway because my mama's a whole mess. She got gout, so she can't have it. And I caught her, and so I made her something different. And she was being picky, so I had to make one of her favorite meals. Ooh, banana pancakes. You talking dirty. Good morning, Miss Catherine. Y'all diving talking dirty in the chat. Hey, shit show, what's up? I ain't seen you in a minute. I saw you had some shit go down over there. But how you doing this morning? We was talking about people playing dumbass internet games and winning dumbass internet prizes or real life prizes. People pushing people to no extreme and pushing people to snap and go crazy and, do some shit. Make sure you have a good day at work. Send the family my love and whatnot. I hope everybody's doing well. I hope you got over it because I know you probably been over your cold that you had a couple weeks ago, but or shit, it might have been over a month ago. Hell, I done lost track of time. But, I hope everybody's doing well and everything, and you have a good day at work. And don't have to hit nobody upside the head because, people are stupid. Sometimes we have to deal with dumb folks, It's the same thing on this internet. Sometimes we have to deal with stupid people, and we be like, could you just shut the fuck up? You so damn dumb. Like, you just stupid as hell. You get on my last damn nerve. You work in my very last nerve. And what's crazy is sometimes you'll be over at somebody's house. That's what I say when we in the YouTube streets. And then that one person hit the panel that is super annoying. And you're like, son of a bitch. I wasn't here for them. This is getting on my last damn nerve. Sometimes people be getting on my last damn nerve, I swear to God. But I shouldn't be talking as long as I am. I did have a tooth pulled last week. It was a jaw tooth, and my dumb ass accidentally caused myself to have a dry socket. I was doing so good for the first 3 or 4 days, and I was half asleep, and I took a big old drink out of my Yeti cup without taking the lid off, and so I drank out of my straw, and I messed myself up. Yep, sure did. Did something stupid. And I knew I did it 2 seconds after I did it. It said, oh, damn. Because I was half asleep, I woke up during the middle of the night. I always keep a drink in my Yeti cup when I go to bed at night. Because I get thirsty and I need something to drink. And I did it. I was being a dumbass. And I'm like, fuck. I just fucked up all that week of being good and not doing nothing wrong to try to make sure this mouth healed correct. And then I did something stupid. It only takes one time of doing something dumb as hell. I swear to God. Even if I was half asleep, that was stupid. But I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful day. I will see y'all out on these streets. My jaw's starting to hurt. I'm gonna go chill. I gotta go figure out something to cook. I love you all. I gotta go still adult no matter how you feel. You know how that goes. You still gotta go do things. You still gotta make sure everybody fed. You still gotta make sure everybody get food and clean houses and take care of things. I don't care how bad you feel as an adult. We ain't like little kids where we can lay down and chill. Nope, we still got shit to do. You know what I mean? It don't matter. You don't get no days off, you know, as a mama or a caretaker. So I don't know what a day off even feels like, hardly. So I'm going to go do what I got to do, you know? What is a day off anyway? Y'all have a good day. I'm going to go take care of this. I'm going to rest my jaw. I'm going to chill. I'm probably going to play some video games, try to catch some streams, see who's going live, all that stuff. Oh, okay. All right, Mr. Buster, let me check that email right quick. Let me check that email. Let me check it. Let me check it. Oh, my God, it's so cute. You just made my day better, Mr. Buster. Oh, and I got to show you our, Mr. Buster, our puppy, Duchess, is a golden mix. She's a golden mixed with a golden retriever mixed with a husky. She is super adorable. Did I show you the picture of her? Hold on, let me see if I can find it right quick. I'll show you right quick. I got to get some new pictures of her, but she is such a cutie pie. Let me show y'all. This is Duchess. She's such a precious baby. I show y'all all the pictures. That was when we first got her. You see how rough she looked when we first got her? Now look at her. She looks so cute, don't she? She's so cute. Let me find the other picture of her. Hold on. I got to show y'all the other. This is the other one. That was when, look how little she was when she first came up. And now look at her. And she's so cute. Ain't she so cute? She's adorable. She's adorable. She's a sweetheart too. Thank you, Mr. Buster. But yeah, Duchess is a sweetheart. Look at her little self. See, the reason I know she has husky, if you look at that little coloration on the top of her head, she also has that coloration through her neck and on her tail. Super adorable. But thank you, Mr. Buster, for making me have a great day. And y'all have a great day yourselves. Much love. And I'll see y'all later. Huggies. Love you, my angels. Thank you, Replay Gang and everybody, for being here and being awesome. Please hit that like button, share, subscribe, all those nice things. And thank you for everything support-wise, whether it be, you know, a like, a share, just talking in the chat, chilling, whatever it may be. Whether you hit the cash app, like, become a member, just chilling, becoming a subscriber. Thank you for everything. Mwah. Bye.
I'm from the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go. From the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood, so love I'm gon' show. From the T-U-B-E-L-O. I'm reppin' my hood to the day that I go.
I'm from the west side, we don't need no introduction, this was the best ride. We all big boy rolling and holding, come take a test drive. Hilldale, Evergreen, Glenkirk, Outer Street, bending every corner on the west, and that's where I'll be. Sunroof back, Captain C banging down 1800, chunking up the deuce to my post slanging down on 1800. 1800. Show no love to them ladies that's training round on 1800. Making time stand still, crystalline swinging down on 1800. Watching out for them rubberheads that be staying round on 1800. Big rims and low pros be blanging round on 1800. Better completely change the way you're thinking about round 1800. Really hate to see you boys get left slanking round 1800. Out of street got some history, just let Captain C lay it out. If I don't finish it all on this one, let the second verse break it out. Remember the blue war promising OG standing back there by 60 deep. Bull walking, car blue, a big Anthony Hughes and P.
I'm from the TUPELO. I'm repping my